I stream.
I come from a musical family. In fact, my sister, Dr. M. Lalita, and myself, we are the fourth generation of musicians from my family. So we took up music from a very young age. I started when I was about 3. And coming from a family of musicians, my grandfather Shri, and Guru Shri V. Lakshminarayana Iyer, he was a musician, a violinist, vocalist, and a musicologist, a professor of music at Jaffna College. And my mother, Srimati Subbalakshmi Muthusamy, she was also a vocalist and violinist. She has also been our guru. Have also been fortunate to learn from some of the greatest gurus. Besides my grandfather, Sri Lakshminarayana Iyer, my mother, Srimati Subbalakshmi Muthusamy, I also had the wonderful opportunity of learning from Sangeeta Pitamaha, Chamangudi Srinivasa Iyer. And that was a great fortune of my life. And I also learned specialized Dikshitar compositions, the original Patantara from Srimati Ramani Bhaskar. And at this juncture, I should also say that the greatest inspiration for me to take up music is my father, Sri Muthuswamy. He is a great connoisseur of music, a great lover of art, and he was the one who really encouraged my sister and myself, Lalita and myself, to take up music and perform and also learn the different kinds of music. We were not only exposed to Carnatic music but also Western classical, world music as well. In fact, Lalita and myself have the credit of being the first women duo to know all 3 systems of music: Carnatic, Western classical, as well as world music. Music, according to me, is something which comes from the heart. So we also, as musicians, our training under great gurus like Chamangudi Srinivasa Iyer, then also Srimati Ramani Bhaskar, and I've also learned Western classical music from Sri V.S. Narasimhan. And world music, I've also been exposed to world music since I teach in London at the University of London, and where I'm also doing my doctorate in music. So this kind of a wide exposure also creates music within the soul. It's the Atma which creates the music, not the person. So these varied influences combined with what I would say deep, not just love, but dedication for music. Music in all its sincerity, tapas, art for art's sake. It is how I would visualize music is as Saraswati. She's nothing but Saraswati. Every swara that we play is Saraswati, Swarupa. And that which emanates from the soul would only communicate to my audience. And more than anything else, it is tapas or meditation. So that kind of, once a musician gets involved into music, gets into the depths of it, what comes out is for the audience to see, which will certainly be different. Music is universal. As you mentioned, there's no language. There are only 7 notes. And these notes are present in all music systems, whether it's Carnatic or whether it's jazz or whether it's Western classical or whether it's Hindustani or any music system, whether it's Oriental or Occidental, whether it's African, any music system that you take, it's only the 7 notes. We may call them by different names, but still they are the same. And where we are able to create different music systems is in the interpretation of the notes. So we may handle, a Carnatic musician may handle a note differently, a jazz performer may handle it differently. That's where the differences between the systems arise, but basically they are all based on the 7 swaras, the Sapta swaras or the 7 swaras. So this is the fundamental basis for all music systems, and this is where the unity of music systems also arises. And as a result, it becomes very easy to communicate with other musics as well, based on these 7 swaras, and the way we handle them, with the way we interpret them, the way we approach them, all this gives different colors to music. And this also, there is also a divine perspective to music, and where we Carnatic musicians believe that it is one with God. And the theme of many of the compositions in Carnatic music is also on God. Hence, there's a spiritual bent as far as this music system is concerned too. Future of Indian music is great. It's in safe hands, and globally it's recognized. So that's yet another thing. And if we look at the younger generation now, there are so many of them taking up music seriously, not only as performers but also sincere devotees of Indian classical music. I won't call them just Rasikas, devotees of Indian classical music. And there is also great appreciation for Indian classical music in the West. Many of our own performers are performing in the West, in Europe, in the Americas and other continents, and the audience there as well are very, very appreciative of Indian classical music, especially its creative aspects. The spontaneous ability for any Indian musician to create music on the spot is widely lauded. So, there are so many, from my experience in the UK, I'm able to say that there are many performances of Indian classical music which is taking place, and also many serious learners of Carnatic music and other Indian music forms among the Westerners. This is really a very encouraging sign.